Hey everybody! So I've been talking for quite some time now about making a video on how my TF2 actually works, why it works the way it does, why it looks the way it does, what it makes it look that way, and how I record, and everything basically that goes into my whole TF2 setup. So let's get started. So as you can see, my TF2 does look different. That's a HUD, we'll get into that. But first, we have to start off with exactly how my TF2 works in and of itself and what execs when TF2 loads. So if you go to your Steam Apps, Common Team Fortress 2 TF directory, you're going to be in your Team Fortress 2 main directory. Basically has all these files. This is what TF2 mainly runs from. And if you go into your CFG folder, that's your configs folder, and you open up Autoexec, that runs the moment you start TF2. So I have a few things happening over here, and we're going to run through all of these. First thing it does is it execs an Fps config, so my Team Fortress 2 runs better. You make that, you just bind it like this, exec, and then you have another CFG file right here, and that's Chris's FPS. Now Chris was known for his FPS configs. You can find him at this URL, which will be in the description as well. And I use the high FPS one because max FPS causes TF2 to look a little bit worse than I like it to, but I like it this way, so I run it like this, and I believe I run on DX9. And this just changes a lot of settings, from connection to how your Team Fortress 2 handles your mouse input, to making the ragdolls when you kill someone disappear immediately, to shadows not existing, stuff like that, to basically make graphic improvements across the board and make your TF2 run better. And I average about 500-600 FPS when I'm not running Mumble for voice comms and stuff like that. So Chris's FPS, I really wouldn't play without it. Now, I'll get to Demo Buddy in a little bit later, but I have some of this stuff reiterated, so my connection settings, I put them again because sometimes TF2 loses them and doesn't work well. So I also made my hit sound volume a little bit higher because I wanted to be able to hear it better. And I have a few all kind of side things. I should put this really in my soldier CFG, but these are just random settings pretty much to begin with. Some things I amassed over time that I wanted to put in here, but most of it really comes from Chris's FPS. Now, I also have a home server button, which goes with the HUD, and that's this button right here, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And then when I was playing on pubs, I would have a Cyclic demo recording script where basically when I press F1, which is my keybind down here, it'll start a demo, it'll name it demo file 1 or whatever. There we go, demo 01. And then when I press it again, it'll end the file, and I press it again, it'll start a new file, and it'll go through 10 files before it starts recording on the first one again. So that's how recording Team Fortress 2 was made a lot easier. And I'll get back to the whole demo recording thing. I'll get into that, don't worry. I start it with showing the developer console, so like this, so that I know what loaded, because it'll say that in here. Whoops. It'll say that in game. I also have my view models off when I start the game, and I have something called a Null canceling movement script, which when I press A and D in game, they cancel. Instead of canceling each other out, it'll actually override it and cause me to move in the opposite direction. It allows for a little bit better dodging. For me, this is all personal preference. Really take this with a grain of salt on how you want your Team Fortress 2 to work, but this is how I do it. Some stuff like this, I have no clue what it does, but I guess it has to do with something in my spy scripts. Whatever. I run at sensitivity 2.5, but my inches are about 5-6 inches for a complete 360. I don't have a lot of space on my mouse pad, so that's why I use that. And let's continue on to my Chris's FPS, which we went through. And now we can get into my HUD. So when you load up TF2, this is what it looks like. And this HUD is actually called HUD. Is there a little button for it? Nope. But anyways, HUD, you put all of your modifications for Team Fortress 2 in the custom folder. Now the custom folder was very nicely installed through SteamPipe, which is their new file management system, I'm guessing. And I have a few things in here. I have, let's start off with my custom stuff. I go into custom stuff. You can make your own folder. You go to sound, go to UI, and this is my hit sound. Come on. Does it not play it? Oh, okay. Well, I'll demonstrate it right now. Let's hop into this. So I also have something else here, which is a medic script. So, or a medic thing for when I have Uber charge. So, oh my god, I apologize. Jesus. This is when it's Ubered. That's what plays. So I'm gonna have to edit that out because my ears are bleeding. We also have this. This is when you get charged, it just idles like this, and then when you start healing, it's this sound. So that's something just funny that happens when I'm in game. But if you notice, here we go. This is my soldier setup, and I'll get into that in a second. But basically, when I hit someone, it makes that sound. When I hit them harder on, it'll make a deeper sound. So that way I know what I'm doing when I hit them and how much damage I do and the such. So when I do a crit, of course, it's going to make an even deeper sound. However, let's see. When I go into my settings, though, you're going to notice a few other things. First of all, in keyboard, I have fast weapon switch on and developer console on. You want to have those on pretty much all the time. And if we go into advanced, I have play hit sound every time you injure an enemy. You want to have that. And display damage done as text over their head, so I know how much damage I did. I also have stuff like automatic reloading on and anything else of utter importance. I have disabled the HTML messages of the day because they're annoying. Weather effects are disabled. I don't have sprays. I don't have view models on. Stuff like that. So if we go back into my custom folder, though, you'll find that I have HUD blank. So HUD comes in a RAR file like this, and then you get a lot of stuff. So first of all, you want to take this folder right here and drag it into your custom folder. And that's what I have right here. This comes up. So then there's a lot of modifications you might want to have. I believe out of the modifications that exist, I have the dark color scheme, and do I have the custom server browser? I don't know. You can center your respawn time, your server map time, stuff like that, because it puts it in the corners in this HUD. I don't know if you noticed in the previous thing. I have the small box scoreboard, I believe, and that's about it for the modifications that I implemented here. Now, you can choose your crosshairs. So a lot of people are asking me about my crosshair. These are the ones that come built in. Now, the one I use is number 8. Alright, so if you go into the script, so you're in HUD blank, or HUD, you go into the scripts and you go into the HUD layout, and you scroll down a bit, you're going to see crosshairs right here. And in fog crosshair, you have to enable it and you have to make it visible. And then I have under label text crosshair number 8, which is, as you see, this one. You can choose any of them. When you change it, it's not going to be centered. It's a really shitty thing to have to do. I hated it. It took me about 2 hours to get it centered. If your monitor is 1920 by 1080 and you run TF2 at that, you can use my setup, because I'm going to put everything in a zip file or a RAR file in the description that you can download it and copy and paste it and use everything the same as me if you're at 1920 by 1080. If not, you're going to have a fun time centering it. If you change the crosshair, you're going to have a fun time centering it. Nothing I can do to help you there. I can tell you where it is, though. So when you go here, you're going to have to go to let's see. It's right here. It's in these coordinates. It's X position, Y position, wide and tall. You're gonna have to play around with those right here. These right here. You're gonna have to play around with those. So that's not all that goes into my crosshair though. I run TF2, as you saw, with the little highlighted changing color crosshair in the middle. So that I got. Here, I'm gonna turn down the volume just for now. So I run that with crosshair number 7, and the way I get it to change color is when I go on spy, it'll exec stabby scripts. Many thanks to him for them. And then it comes to the color toggler, which is a script that makes, basically when I press forward, it'll change the color. It'll change the color any direction I change it. Any direction I move in, it'll make the crosshair, the default crosshair, in-game crosshair, change colors. Now, as you'll see, like, when I die, come on. There you go. The crosshair stays on the screen. And that is because it's part of the HUD. It's actually just centered in the screen. It's the same concept as putting a piece of blue sticky tack in the center of your screen. Okay? So, let's get to how my soldier actually works. There's a lot of other things in here. I don't really understand most of them. I have the null canceling movement script again. That's fine. You can use that however you will. Now, the main thing in how my soldier works is that my view models are off. I can quick switch between weapons when I press Q. They'll stay off. But sometimes I want to pull out my melee, and it's pretty hard to melee if you can't see how far away your thing is, and especially with this stupid marked for death thing on the escape plan. So I need a way to show my view models when I whip out my escape plan, and I do so by pressing E. It's right there. It's not a key I use for anything else. It pulls out my view model, and then if I press 1 or 2, it'll still show the view model. But if I press Q, it'll hide my view model again, and that's why I don't press 1 or 2. I just press Q to move back to my view model. And I like playing that way because having view models off helps with my accuracy, and even though I'm not that accurate, but it helps me. So that way when I press E, I can charge people, use the OP stick that's not so OP anymore, and proceed with my life. And many thanks to Lansky for that. I actually got that from him, because I personally don't know how to script anything. Well, basically anything. Very mediocre scripting abilities. That's about it for my class configs. I don't have anything else that I run. I don't run, I used to run a rocket jumping script, but I don't do that anymore. I used to run a crouch jumping script, so every single time I press spacebar, it would actually crouch jump me. It was fun. I just automatically crouch jump anyways now, so it's really no use. And all of it's just, once you learn how to do it, you really don't need it. These scripts are different in nature than gameplay helping scripts, so that's what's good about that. And I can't kill this sniper. Now, my hit sound is the Quake hit sound. I will have that all. It'll be in the description. I don't know why it didn't work when I tried to play it, but that's how that works. Let's see if I can actually join red and show you guys the medic thing. Okay, so that's how it sounds when I go to heal someone. Let me turn up the audio. There we go. I'm stuck in him. But alrighty, you're about to hear it. Ready?
I am fully charged.
So that's what happens when I have Uber. It's really great because it's easier to hear as well when it's like an enemy medic that has it. This plays, I hear it from a decent distance away. It's kind of enjoyable. I guess if it's like official matches, they would have something that would disable that. But now when I Uber, it just makes for enjoyable Ubers. I love it so much. This is the highlight of my TF2 playing experience. whenever an Uber gets charged. But let's get into how I actually record when I do. So I've recorded my stuff. If you open up your console with the tilde key and you type in demo UI, or you can click right on this massive button right here, you can go into your recorded demos. Now, the way I record demos is when a match starts, when a match from spectator mode starts with everything. In custom, I have Prec, and Prec is POV recorder, and basically what it does is once a match starts, it'll auto name a demo file and put it directly into your TF directory, so in here. And as you can see, here's some of the official ones, and it'll record when you make kill streaks. So if you kill multiple players in game, it'll put down the tick that you killed them on, so how far into the game you killed them. And you can also custom bookmark these things. So I have custom player bookmarks that you press a button, it'll record exactly where. So let's see what this one is. So CP process at around 20,000 ticks in. Let's see. Load that. It's a demo file. It reloads it in game, and you're able to watch your recordings there. It will run all of your scripts. So when I press Q in game, it will press Q on the screen and hide my view model, which is unfortunate. So let's go to 19,000 in here. It's going to crash my game probably because I'm not running under my recording scripts. Correct. So let's go and launch Demo Buddy. Now Demo Buddy is this program that helps you launch demos in a recording fashion. So I launch at 1280 by 720, all right? And it'll automatically ask me to choose which one. I'm going to choose this one. It'll run at Chris's high quality FPS. Do I have anything important else? It opens Demo UI, and it executes Demo Buddy Custom on launch. So what is Demo Buddy Custom? It draws my view model, it hides my net graph, it hides my FPS, it doesn't allow voice in game, and it makes chat disabled. It hides the chat essentially. So I'm going to launch the select demo. It'll launch TF2 at the set configuration. It'll open up with Demo UI. I'm going to input 19,000 tick, and it will go there. Now, to actually record it, I use Fraps. Now, Fraps is a piece of recording software, and I run at 30 FPS, just full video, and I don't record my mic or anything, and just press F9 when you want it to start, and press... Oh, it didn't open. Let's see. And then you press F9 again to stop the video, and voila, you have a video. So here it is in the top corner. You can see that Fraps is working. I guess launching Fraps while TF2 was loading caused it to crash. But as we go in, it's actually starting the demo now, so it skips the whole screen of starting. And then we go to the tick 19,000. It has elements of lag when you're getting there, but make sure in Demo Buddy that you have set MatQ mode to 0, because going to the tick will crash if you don't have that. But essentially, here we have it. Something to note: my crosshair in the center, right there, it's actually smaller, because the whole HUD is shrunken, and I don't understand why net graph is on. That's odd. Do I have it bound improperly? Let's see. Nope, net graph 0. Okay. But as you can see, that means that my crosshair 7 will be larger relatively larger in there. So, and then as and I simply press F9, record, and end up managing to get it. And there you go! That's the medic sound. So he had Uber, there you go. Alrighty, so that's basically how I end up recording everything. You record in-game demos, and then you extract them through Fraps. And if you want, there are better ways of doing that. You can search how to make frag video, and they'll tell you Luina recording tool, and using the in-game recording where it makes image files, and that's just a massive hassle for me, so I don't do that. And I don't need that kind of quality. But this is my whole TF2. I'm going to make you guys a RAR file right now. So my whole config folder, my whole custom folder. And do you need anything else, really? Nope. Add to tf.rar, and I will get that to you guys right now, and you'll see that in the description. So I hope this explained certain things of how my Team Fortress 2 works. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them, as long as they are kind of not generic and can't be answered in a better manner through simple Googling. But if they're pertinent to anything I'm giving you right here, let me know. So I hope you guys got some stuff cleared up from this, or learned something from this, and I'm going to update this with any annotations. If you see annotations on the video, it means I updated something probably, so I'll let you know. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.